back to the Flask Full of Failure podcast. It's been quite some time. Holidays, school, hell opening up, you know, the like. But anyways, we're finally back, and hopefully back on a regular schedule.
Heh.
You right. Anyways, today I am joined by...
Scott here, keeping it real.
Nice and short, I like it.
I'm Taylor. I'm here, unfortunately.
Can we start over? I have to pee.
Good. Who is...
Mitchell?
Yeah, there we go. Okay. Not important. I'm Logan. So, basically, even though we do have other things planned, this week is basically just, with the week of trailers. We're going to be talking about double wides and single wides and anything else you can think of that you would find in your, trash heap in your town.
Oh my god.
Are you implying that people that live in trailer parks are human trash?
Or even humans?
I think Mitchell got that one right, actually.
Logan, how long have you been workshopping that little intro there?
Good old, 5 minutes, maybe?
You spent way too much time on that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're right.
really.
And it was a poor result for that amount of time invested.
That's fine. If anybody ever watches...
I give it a 6.
If anybody ever
of-
watches this, that's like 6 people laugh out of all the people who ever watch this, which is... That's a good number. I like
Double
that.
the
That's a
amount of
good
people
number.
who have watched
Yeah, that's like 90%.
Yeah, well, you know.
Anyways.
I would,
Self-deprecating humor, ladies and gentlemen.
yeah, I would say what's everybody been playing, but it's basically just been, oh, it's exam week.
I've been playing school.
Well, actually, I've been playing Pokemon.
Yeah, me too.
Like, I've been playing a bit of Pokemon, but I think most of it is I was playing how well could I do if I don't sleep in school?
Yeah.
The answer is not very.
I did okay.
The good
I
news is...
slept for 10 minutes before an exam one night.
Well, the good news is that schoolwork's finally done for me, so, I can finally get back to,
Yay.
playing things and doing other projects and stuff that I want to do that I'll never end up getting to because I'm lazy and awful.
Yay.
Speaking of Pokemon, the Jinx that was nearby has now disappeared, and that makes me more nervous.
Has anybody actually been playing anything that's, of note that's not Overwatch
I
Pokemon?
just answered that question.
in Pokemon? I mean, I'm glad you played Pokemon. Glad that we've got something other than
Good.
Overwatch to talk about.
Glad that you're glad.
Mm-hmm. This is just going to be a loop, isn't it?
Of course.
Uh,
I started playing Doom.
Yeah, good for you.
oh,
That was
shit.
the thing. Yes.
I'll be sure to,
I haven't gotten very far into it yet. I'm quite liking it so far, though.
You had to turn
I
the
don't
things
know.
down.
I've always had a hard time with it's hard adjusting back to Doom style first-person shooters from most modern shooters, just because it's so much faster and requires a lot more 3D maneuvering and stuff.
Yeah, and this Doom game is as Doom styled as it gets.
Indeed.
Although
Yeah.
I do love it just because it's it's that fast pace, shoot everything in the goddamn face and take a chainsaw to other things. It's just that style of mindless violence, and I'm sure that says something about my psychology. But whatever.
Yeah, I mean,
I do
I was
like
gonna
just not even talking about the gameplay, just there is a story present, but the character you're playing is just as annoyed by it as you are. Just every time someone speaks to you over an intercom or your inbuilt headset or whatever, he just breaks something.
Doom guy's just fucking ready to go all the time.
He's
yeah,
just
it's
like,
kind of like the game Dragon Guard 3. Whenever any platforming bits were about to happen, the player character just starts cursing about how stupid it is that she has to jump from platform to platform. What world does that make sense? Why are they even floating?
But yeah, Doom Guy is just here. He's out of his satanic coffin,
Pod.
and he's ready to roll. Picks up a gun, hasn't even put a shirt on. He's like, I'm gonna kill everything.
No, that shirt came pre-installed.
Punch.
Well, no, for the first like 30 seconds of the game, you are shooting zombies with no clothes on.
Oh. What? You're nakedly killing... Oh my god. This game just got better.
Well,
You
yeah,
didn't
but
know
then
that?
then you put the armor on, and it's like, oh, now it's time to begin.
Yeah, it's like literally the first room you go into has the armor.
I forgot about that. It's been a little while. I need to beat that game. I need to beat a lot of games.
I need to buy that game when it goes super cheap on sale.
I got it on sale for like $20 during the Black Friday thing, and I didn't expect it to go lower than that anytime soon.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah, one thing for me is with school and as many games I still need to play, I don't expect to be able to get to it for a long time anyway.
It's also a very big game.
Yeah.
I need to mess with my disk space because I'm getting close to not having any,
Yeah.
especially with that.
Uninstall your RAM.
I'll get right on that.
Mm-hmm.
I guess what we'll start talking about is we won't start talking with the trailers
Okay.
because since basically that's like most of today, we'll go trailers last. So I guess what we'll start off with is Pokemon Go, since Taylor was talking about it earlier.
Was.
Teaming up with Starbucks, and I think
And
Scott.
Sprint.
I didn't read the Sprint part. Scott, explain the Sprint part.
I mean, it's the same as the Star. Honestly,
Okay.
Sprint.
Explain the Starbucks part.
Explain it all, Scott. Go.
It's just okay. Well, Pokemon Go or Niantic has partnered with Starbucks and Sprint, basically to turn like Sprint locations and Radio Shacks, however few of those left that there are, into gyms or Pokestops. Same thing with Starbucks locations, and then Starbucks has like a special Pokemon Go themed Frappuccino that's like some vanilla bean thing, and it's purple, like Mewtwo, I guess.
Why is it purple though?
Like
Mewtwo, I guess.
That concerns me though, because it's like it's vanilla, but it's purple.
It's probably food coloring.
Yay, food coloring.
Oh, what shit? No way.
Or maybe I don't know. I don't know how that stuff works, but yeah. So it's
So they're just gonna be Pokestops there? They're not doing anything with
pretty
like
much
special catch rates or anything?
not that I know of. Although like the gyms have like. I saw like a picture of it, and the gyms like had a Starbucks cup icon on them. So, I mean, at the end of the day,
If you're looking for a Starbucks, it'll make that easy.
yeah, at the end of the day, it's kind of like an advertising partnership.
Well, it's one of those things that like when Starbucks, or not when Starbucks, when Pokemon Go first came out, and when it was like back in its like at the crazy craze side of things, people were expecting this to happen like way sooner than it did. And I guess,
Yeah.
honestly, Starbucks probably made this deal with them like forever ago. But I just know with legal things and how stuff like this works, it's probably just one of those like it didn't end up going through until now. I don't actually know. This is just me thinking.
Or maybe it's just that for some reason everything they do is really slow and takes a long time. Like features they should have had right away. So maybe they just wanted to get to a certain point before they did this. Maybe.
I also saw rumors that apparently on the 12th of this month, I think it is, they're supposed to be releasing new Pokemon. What the new Pokemon are is still up in the air, but I think they're releasing the information about it on the 12th. Maybe that's what it is.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
So
I
basically,
don't think it's up in the air. Are you talking about Pokemon Go?
yeah.
I mean, it's Gen 2.
So we'll
There's
see.
like
'Cause
nothing else it would be.
no, something that I said it might be legendary Pokemon. Like they might just be adding. The
Oh,
legendaries in.
right. Okay.
So basically,
yeah.
what it could be is they might be adding in the Gen 2, but they could also just be adding in like the legendaries.
Yeah, because they have the legendary data has been in the game for a while, and they like just pushed the Gen 2 data, so they're like, okay, well, is the 12th going to be, which one's it going to be?
Just like a Mewtwo at every Starbucks.
Yep.
I really hope they don't go that direction. That would be so lame.
That would be awful.
I mean, at least you could get them, but like,
Yeah,
I mean,
they
like-
made it like in their trailers and stuff. They made it, seem like the legendaries were going to be like a group capturing effort thing.
Yeah, like I mean, like it wouldn't be bad if now that they have a partnership with like certain stores, every now and they said, like on this day or for this weekend, there will be like a set number of legendaries at every Starbucks,
This
and then a
weekend,
group of
a free Mewtwo with your purchase of a giant Frappuccino.
well, that would be the worst.
You have to unlock it by
God.
buying a Frappuccino.
But I'm
Also-
allergic to capitalism.
Well, that sucks for you. You're in the wrong hobby for that.
You're right. I'll move to
Wrong
China.
country.
That too.
It's communist, so they have to be completely capitalist free.
Of course, they just execute them on the spot.
Mm-hmm.
Try to sell something? No.
There's no capital, only lowercase.
Not.
Is that a short joke on the Chinese, Scott?
No, it's a language joke on the fact that there are capital and lowercase letters,
Oh, you're right.
and that capital also means money stuff.
I made a racist joke. Does that mean people on the internet are going to string me up by my toes?
Yes.
I
Damn it!
mean, I'll shoot you.
The little ones.
Damn.
Only the little ones.
But,
How do they support your entire weight? Who knows? The human body is a wonderful thing. It's really not.
I just love the fact that you have a roommate right now because it just means that occasionally we get an extra guest,
Mhm.
and we don't even really hear him. It's just kind of like off in the distance.
We don't acknowledge that. Anyways.
So I guess moving on. Speaking of things in Go, Amazon has its new thing out called oh no, it's called Amazon Go.
Good segue.
Yeah, it was a great segue.
You even used the Go and then promptly forgot the name.
Here's the thing. I'm not good with words. I'm not
We
good
know.
with speaking most of the time. It's a miracle that I've gotten however many podcasts in that I have so far. Point is, Amazon Go exists, and it's basically a giant grocery store. And the way it works is you get a code on your phone, or you use something on your phone. You scan your phone on the way in. It identifies you, and then everything you pick up off the shelf gets added automatically to your cart.
Oh, so they're actually physical stores?
Yeah, they're physical stores. You walk in, scan your phone, and you can put your phone away after that, and everything you pick up gets added to your virtual cart, and you just walk out, and then it's all charged to your account.
Okay, like I know Walmart's been working on this like technology for a number of years now. Is there like an expectation date? That's what I'm looking for. On like when
2017. If somebody else could look it up so that my keyboard doesn't end up clacking.
Yeah. It says early 2017.
Yeah.
Click
Okay.
below to get notified when we open.
But yeah, so I mean,
Okay, so that'll probably be before Walmart does. I think Walmart's been working on it longer.
It's in Seattle.
and one of the things about it is that like one of the concepts in it that it showed was you can take an item off of the shelf and it'll add it to your cart. But when you put it back, it'll take it out of your cart. I don't really know how that shit works.
According to this thing, the same technology that's used in
Smart.
self-driving cars and stuff.
Which
So cameras and sensors out the wazoo, which, you know, for
Okay.
people who are like very paranoid about privacy and whatnot, they'll probably never want to set foot in the store.
Yeah, I would have probably guessed like RFID chips and stuff like that.
Yeah, it says, their exact words are computer vision, whatever that means, sensor fusion, whatever that means, and deep learning. That's a thing. So two science
Power
fiction
words.
words and one actual thing.
Yeah.
Synergy.
it sounds like a cool idea, and it's, you know, one of those things that I'll love to see. And for people who hate human interaction.
I mean,
Maybe.
it sounds amazing for me, just like not waiting in line. Yes,
That's
please,
the whole.
thank
That's
you.
one of the whole. Like that's one of the plus sides of it is that you don't have a line to wait in. So I mean, you just walk in, beep boop your phone, grab your shit, get the hell out, and you're just good at that point. So I mean, it's like.
I mean, like all this technology is contained to the inside of the store, and regardless, I couldn't give a shit about my own privacy.
I mean,
Pretty sure that should be their tagline is just get your shit and get the hell out.
it's like the old Walmart greeting thing.
Yeah, Jeff Dunham's gonna be their like
They're slow.
mascot.
Yeah. Walter specifically.
Not Walter, just Jeff Dunham. No puppets involved.
Yeah. But
Welcome to Costco. I love you.
Thank you for making me spit water back into a
May I
cup.
take your hat, ma'am?
Sir,
Whatever.
you can't
Well, Scott, how
incorrectly
insensitive.
quote SpongeBob.
May I
Right
take your
around the
hat,
parts.
sir? May I take your hat? Is that better?
Your inflection's a bit wrong.
Oh my god. This is
Scott is.
There's supposed to be a bit of a rise on hat. It's, may I take your hat, sir? May I take your hat, sir?
and that was the last time Scott was ever on one of these podcasts.
I'm gonna be
Scott
honest. I
is-
don't even remember this line.
Scott is the preeminent expert in North America on SpongeBob. You
I-
cannot just
Actually, I
minimize
will.
his knowledge.
I would give him that title. Like, if
I would say all the Americas, in parts of Europe.
At all of our generation.
yeah, they'd be like, so who's the expert on SpongeBob? But like, go ask Scott. Scott's the one you want to talk to about these things.
Who's the expert on Pokemon? Ask Scott. He knows who the expert is.
Yeah, Scott.
He's the gatekeeper.
Scott
it's
actually
chauffeur.
wears the square pants. That's the important part.
In this relationship.
He wears the square pants in this relationship. So yeah, that's a cool idea. I can't wait to actually see if it works and how many stores end up actually opening up later. And basically the commercial made it look more like a grocery store than anything else. So it might just be groceries. But I'm still okay with that. And especially...
Yeah, I mean, I imagine for their first run of this type of store, they want some fairly low stakes items. Like, they're not going to make this into like an electronics store or anything for a while. So it's like
Laptops.
if it messes up and it doesn't register or something, they're not going to lose much from like a few sandwiches.
But the cool thing about it is that one of the easier foods for me to get, because I'm lazy and awful, but if I want to try and be at least somewhat healthier, going to something like a Publix or Ingles in the area, they have the pre-made food, which at Ingles ranges from like gross to kind of okay. Sometimes good if you get the right thing. Like, I actually really like Ingles chicken salad, so like that's a plus thing that they have. But you go to somewhere like Earth Fare or Publix. Publix has their like fresh deli, and same with Earth Fare.
I like the hot food and delis at Earth Fair.
Yeah, I mean sometimes I'll just get like the cold pre-made stuff from the places too. Like they'll just have
They've got great soup.
subs and salads, and then they've got hot bars and stuff. So I mean places have those kind of like easy to get meals, which are more healthy than something from like a fast food place. They're, I mean, like, I don't want to say they're 100% healthy because they still have their own reasons for not being healthy, but whatever. Point is, you can go to a place, and this means I have to have even less human interaction with people, and that's our generation in a nutshell, I think.
Yeah, I mean, like, what I need to do is I need to just, like, have Instacart go to the Amazon place, leave it on my doorstep, ring the bell, and leave.
You have to use your phone, though. But,
I mean, I'll slip it under the door.
we're very trusting.
I will get a mail slot just for this purpose.
But, I think one of the other things is, like, I imagine people will probably end up saying, oh, well, people are going to lose jobs because of this. But actually, I mean, the store still has to be stocked. They actually showed in the commercial a lot of people who were still in the store stocking. Since they do still have kind of, like, actual delis and stuff, you do have to have prep people and, like, people who actually make the food. So, I mean...
Also, I don't think these are going to replace grocery stores by any means. They're just going to be different ones. I don't even know if this is an idea that's going to last very long, since another thing is it's very specialty. You have to have an Amazon like account and membership with the store to even go in, I would imagine. You can't even enter the building unless you have like the phone capability to.
To be fair, with the whole Amazon thing, way more people use Amazon. Like, a ton of people use Amazon. And the whole thing is, it doesn't even look like you have to have like an Amazon Prime account. You just have to have an Amazon account. Which
I know, but you probably also have to make an account specifically for the stores. Because like it
uses your Amazon wallet, which means it just works through Amazon.com. So basically,
the point he's making is that, like, if you go to Walmart, 1 in every 10 people in Walmart doesn't have a smartphone and wouldn't bother with signing up for an Amazon account to go to a different grocery store if they had the option. So, yeah, and like in that way,
like I think it's going to be awesome, and I love the idea. I just don't think it's something that's going to replace
Oh, I don't think it will replace
grocery stores, just because there are tons and tons of people who aren't going to be on board with something like that.
who are like barely functioning members of society and only handle going to Walmart.
This also means less interaction with them. Increase the segregation, I say.
This is like,
I do like how in the trailer for Amazon Go, they do put a pretty special emphasis on the people working in there. Like, they kind of linger on a shot of one woman restocking a shelf. Like, look, we're not replacing you with robots yet. Look, hang on, don't panic.
We're working on it, but we're not there.
please don't shut us down, government.
Relax, fuck boys, relax. So yeah, that's a thing. It looks interesting. I'm excited about it. I can't wait until it hopefully moves over, probably to just Charlotte, so that I can't use it.
Probably just Atlanta.
Well, honestly, you know Asheville's never going to adapt that.
Well, obviously.
Asheville's gonna be like, no, we've got our local. Well, okay. To be fair, I love our local culture, but you know.
Yeah, we've got like, there are probably like 10 different types of stores total that use like phone pay.
But it's also, you know, we've got local businesses, mostly being local fast food places, and since we cater to so many different kinds of people, you've got vegan specialty restaurants, vegetarian specialty restaurants. You've got, like, I've always said, if you visit Asheville, just point in a direction and go anywhere and you'll fucking find food. Really have at it. You'll find something good and decent.
Yeah, but any place where we have our food served to us by robots.
You right?
No, I want that. It's like, oh look, I pointed in this direction and found a gourmet taco underneath a garbage can. Delicious.
Specialty of Asheville.
That's where I find all my tacos, actually. And I'm still alive.
You should look somewhere else.
Yeah.
Barely, but I'm there.
So I guess for now,
can you call what you
actually
experience living?
Before we move on to the trailers, I do want to mention one thing since it's pretty short.
I thought since last night you had really noisy tacos. I thought you were just going to be like, oh, since somebody mentioned a taco, crinkling of horrid paper, I was like, oh no, Mitchell, I need you to stop.
Yes, my aluminum tacos.
Okay.
Classic in the family household. Nier Automata, which is a game that'll be coming out next year, will be coming out on PC. And I'm super excited. It's going to be on Steam the same day it releases on the PlayStation 4. So I don't have to buy a PlayStation 4. I still have to buy it for all the other games, though. Christ.
Yeah, you're right. Got to get that good Bloodborne, which I'm going to finally beat over the winter break.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually going to do it. I'm telling you. I'm playing it with Garrett. Garrett's gonna talk. Garrett's gonna help me through it, and if somebody else is doing it with me, that's the thing. I am way more likely to play through a game if somebody else is playing the game with me. So, like, that is a very big driving factor, and why co-op games are way easier for me to finish, and stuff like Overwatch are easier to play, because I have other people to play it with. I don't necessarily like playing games by myself all the time.
Yeah, that's why we play RuneScape constantly.
Every day.
RuneScape.
Do people still play RuneScape?
Yes.
Is it still open?
Yes.
Yeah, apparently.
There's a new generation of it too. It's like all more high-res graphics and stuff. Before we talk about RuneScape too much,
that was all I had prepared.
Mitchell was about to say something. I just don't want to talk about.
Welcome to the RuneScape podcast.
Welcome to the RuneScape podcast. Yeah. Nothing but RuneScape here. We just sit around and we fish until we're level 100.
We occasionally talk about Adventure Quest.
Occasionally. And then there was that one time that I walked like way too many levels into the wilderness and lost all my shit. Point is, Spider-Man had a trailer.
Looks super dope.
Spider-Man Homecoming. I am so excited. As a person who hates spiders but loves Spider-Man for some reason. Spider-Man
hates spiders. Love men.
Spider-Man is was at least one of my favorite superheroes for like the longest time. Growing up, I loved Spider-Man. And,
and honestly, for me, what looks like the best thing about this movie, as far as I could tell, no origin story. They're just gonna skip over that bullshit that everyone knows and has seen 1,000 times. We don't have to get. Oh, my internet.
yeah, it's okay. You got this. You got the sentence out. That's the important thing.
Okay, internet's back for a second.
But
Yeah, we don't have to see this director's interpretation of the angle at which this spider bit him in his goddamn ankle.
it was on the hand, but whatever.
No, this is his interpretation, Logan.
Right.
It's on
Sorry.
the ankle now.
But yeah, I'm excited about it mostly because first off, actually having a teenager as Spider-Man is a much better situation. They got his smart-ass humor in there. Like, I know in the trailer at one point, he just comes in and goes, "Wait a second, you guys aren't the Avengers," and I'm like, that's a very Spider-Man sentence.
That strikes me as really weird from like an in-universe thing. Is that like wearing a Nixon mask, like going around with a
People have
Thor
done that,
mask
though.
on?
That's the thing.
Yeah, it's just like, how is that interpreted in universe?
It's kind of the
these people exist.
It's kind of the same
but
thing,
they're
though.
also like superheroes.
This is true.
There are
It's just weird to me that, like, I don't know.
There are people who've gone in with president masks and tried to rob places because people just grab whatever mask
Even
they can
then-
find.
Like they're costumes of real life heroes, like Hitler, SpongeBob.
Yeah, I just also found it funny. Like, doesn't the Thor mask in the trailer like have the weird like winged
frills, yeah.
headband? And he doesn't wear that in the actual movies,
Yeah.
does he? Like,
No.
Well, he still has a cartoon in universe.
Of course, they have the in-universe Thor cartoon from this guy that I don't know. It just strikes me as weird.
Yeah,
But
I mean, it is strange, but it's still funny. It's kind of like a not like a I don't know, a jab at Marvel, or is it just kind of like a not like it's a weird thing. It's just kind of like its own. It's making fun of itself in a way. But then it's also you've got Peter Parker actually making like a Peter Parker sounding kind of joke with it.
Yeah, I like the way they're portraying him a lot this time. It's like both occurrences of the Spider-Man movies had like two opposite spectrums of Peter Parker that really only took one part of his personality into effect, whereas this one looks like it's going to be more middle of the line.
Yeah, it is kind of funny just from what I've seen in the trailer that they're kind of like sidestepping a lot of the stuff from like the first Spider-Man movie and stuff. Like, there's no Mary Jane as far as I can tell.
Well,
There's no Harry Osborn or anything
Is it
like
not
that.
the black girl?
well,
No, that's actually a different character. I actually looked that up. Like, apparently there was a character in Spider-Man comics named Liz who was important
Lemon?
at some points. No, not Liz Lemon.
Oh,
it looks
wait,
like
also a redhead.
I'm kind of assuming that if they get the rights to continue this series on any further, assuming they don't just end it at the Marvel thing with the whole Infinity Wars. That's the word I was looking for. Damn, that would
Yeah.
take way too long. If they don't end it the Infinity Wars, they might actually go through the whole Gwen Stacy relationship, how she died. Spoilers, I guess, if you don't already know.
Spoilers for like, what, 50 years of comics?
Yeah, spoilers.
More than that?
Gwen Stacy dies. No, Spider-Gwen's back now, which is yeah, multiple
Well,
universe theories.
that's a different universe.
I'm not gonna go into that because it's too much work.
I will say, reading the Spider-Gwen comic, very confusing. They don't explain any. There's no prologue. You're just there, and then like, what? Anyway,
Yeah, so like, they might do that and then go into the Mary Jane thing and then like have the whole Osborn thing. I'm glad that the villain is Vulture, because Vulture is just one of those like Spider-Man villains. Is like, who the fuck is that guy?
He isn't showing
kind of
up.
a loser.
Except for this time, he's played by Michael Keaton, so he might be kind of cool. I like Michael Keaton. If they
I'm
ever
pretty
make-
sure everyone does. Maybe. No, he looks kind of like a dick.
if they ever make a Batman Beyond movie, I'm basically all for Michael Keaton reprising his role as Bruce Wayne, just as older Bruce Wayne, and I'll be thrilled if that ever happens.
If they do, Did you say Batman Beyond?
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Who will be the McGinnis?
I don't really care. Like, just...
So Mitchell, going back to the Spider-Gwen thing real quick. So you're saying they should have put in an origin story at the beginning, right?
Yes, because no one knows this one.
Yeah, because it's just
It's
kind of
new.
like, oh wait, you remember that Peter Parker guy? Well, in this universe, it's Gwen Stacy, and it's like,
Yeah, like
Yeah, everything happened except it's a lady.
oh, also Peter died.
Yeah,
Spoiler.
sucks.
Yeah, these multiple universal things are, just...
Also, Mary Jane's a bitch.
Yeah, that multiple universal thing is just like, oh god, why? I've been watching Arrow recently, and Arrow doesn't do it as much. Flash does more, but it's still just kind of like,
And
DC's worse about it, in my opinion.
with the Spider-Man thing, I'm not sure how I feel about Iron Man having such a presence in it, from what I can tell. Like, on the one hand, like, Robert Downey Jr.'s interpretation of Tony Stark is the reason a lot of people watch these movies. But on the other hand, it's just kind of like, can it be Spider-Man? Spider-Man do the cool stuff?
Yeah, and
Also, for the long, I was so convinced that Robert Downey Jr. was done with these movies.
he
It's
probably...
like every time one of these movies comes out, I hear a thing about how he's done. That was his last one. He doesn't want to do it anymore. And then he's in the next one.
They probably
like,
keep
no.
offering him bigger and bigger amounts of money, and he keeps going, well, I'm going to be finished after this one. And they're like, but Robert Downey Jr., here's another couple $100,000s on top of that. Do you want to just stay for a little while longer? And he's like, I mean, I guess.
A few hundred thousands is a very conservative
Small
estimate.
Also, he's specifically the one, I don't remember if it was he refused to take more money or he was forcing them to have the other actors paid more, but he was getting paid the most and he thought it was unfair. Like, he refused to be paid the most out of the other actors.
Point is, I'm not complaining about it.
Oh, I'm not.
I don't care either way. I'm just like, cool, Robert Downey Jr. is here. He has more of a presence than I'm okay, and I like. I do kind of like the comment of, it's like, don't do anything I would do, but don't do anything I wouldn't do. There's like this gray area in between. That's very much a Tony Stark thing to say.
There's really not. But that's a Venn diagram that doesn't overlap. Like, Tony, what are you talking about?
Well, here's the thing. When one of them's black and one of them's white, and they just kind of like completely clash, it's all gray.
I still like the fact that like it's continuing the thing in the Avengers where it's just like, no, Spider-Man, you're not an Avenger. And Spider-Man's like, please, dude, just let me be an Avenger. And they're like, dude, get the hell out of here. Stop.
The kid had a airplane on-ramp dropped on his head. It's like, just make him an Avenger. Just slap that button on his shirt and be like, yo, you did good, kid.
And I'm pretty sure in the comic universe, Spider-Man's probably more powerful than most of the other Avengers. He's got all of Captain America's super strength and healing, but he could also stick to walls and is pretty much psychic.
Yeah.
He still gets
the
the shit kicked out of him occasionally, though. Like,
yeah. But like in the actual fight in Civil War, he carried that pretty hard. Like, didn't he like fight both the Winter Soldier and the Black Bird Man? What is his name?
Falcon.
That one.
Yeah, he brought down Giant Ant-Man. Thank you.
Yeah.
He fought Paul Rudd himself.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it was one of those situations where it's like he's more powerful, but the whole thing is like he's young, and a lot of it is actually that through most of the story, through most of his comics, he's still kind of struggling with his like identity and the fact that he's like 16 when it all happens. So he still has school, and he's still trying to balance everything out. And all the Avengers are like, dude, just like, you're too young. So it's kind of understandable, but at the same time, it's also like, yeah, you're like all powerful. And then S.H.I.E.L.D. gives up at one point and just adopts him. They're like, all right, cool, work with us.
It's like, we gotta save the world from Thanos, and prom's tomorrow.
I hope that's a thing that they do. That would be great. So moving on to other Marvel movies, Guardians of the Galaxy 2, and oh my god, am I ready?
GOG Vol 2.
Yeah, Guardians of Galaxy.
Which one?
All of them. But yeah, I'm excited. And
It looks very good and very funny.
it looks like they kept the comedy from the last one, which I'm really happy about, and it also looks like they're adding, the action too, so they still have that good balance. Because that was the thing about Guardians of the Galaxy. Out of all of the like Marvel movies, like most of them had like a real serious tone to it, and Guardians of the Galaxy is like, we're gonna have a serious tone, but we're also gonna fuck around with a lot more too.
I wouldn't say all of the Marvel universes always have a
Well,
really
no,
serious
but
tone to them.
they are more serious than Guardians of the Galaxy seem to.
That's fair enough.
And nobody was that was the other thing. People were worried or weren't really excited about Guardians of the Galaxy. They were like, well,
I was so excited.
I mean, all the other Marvel movies look very serious when you compare it to the one that has a character named Rocket Raccoon
Rocket Raccoon is the best though.
And also Howard the Duck.
and a living
Don't.
tree man and a tree man voiced by Vin Diesel.
I will say this. If I find out that if they don't just have pitch shifted Vin Diesel and it's just someone else, I don't watch it.
And then,
Vin Diesel is a very talented voice actor. He can play Baby Groot too.
oh, baby Groot might be one of the best. Taylor muted himself because his roommate's talking to him.
No.
But baby Groot might be one of the better parts about that. I hope Taylor comes back in a
Yes.
second so that he can actually talk. But I don't mind getting his roommate's opinion. He just has to speak louder.
All right.
Yeah. I just love the idea of Baby Groot. The only thing is, and this is something that Andre the Black Nerd said, is he said, I just hope that Disney doesn't just turn him into like a staple of the thing. It's like, oh look, we got this cute little sidekick thing. Like, I really don't want them to do that. Like, I do want Groot to get back to at least a bigger size. But
Yeah, next we'll get preteen Groot.
Oh boy.
But also, don't we have Rocket Raccoon as the cute mascot?
he's not really cute though. Like, that's the thing.
He's very, very not cute.
I've never once seen Rocket Raccoon as cute. Like, in the comic books, when I first found out who Rocket Raccoon was, it was like, look, there's a raccoon. It's been genetically altered. Also, it knows a shit ton about guns. I'm like, that's not cute. That's terrifying.
Yeah, it's Ratchet.
Also, it's funny because Groot in a lot of the other things is actually a terrifying monstrosity. Like,
He is also in the movie.
as full-grown Groot, like, looking at his face, it's like, okay, like, it's kind of scary, but you're not as scary as, like, some renditions make him, like, with spooky face, and looking at him with spooky face, it's like, oh, you actually kind of are a little bit freaky. Granted, you're a giant tree monster, but, yeah, so, I also...
Did you guys also know that Vin Diesel also voiced the Iron Giant in The Iron Giant?
Somehow, no, I did not know that.
It's a good movie, bit of trivia I like.
Great movie.
Go watch it.
I'm excited about Drax, though, because I did really like Drax in the first place, even though everybody else seemed to not like him all that much. But I like Drax.
Was Drax the literal guy?
Yeah, he's the,
Yeah, he was hilarious. Like I said to you earlier today, like, it's perfect, like, the role they picked for a wrestler, because he can't really act, so they chose the perfect race of people who are always behaving like bad actors for him.
But yeah, I just love, and it looks like they're gonna like play more with Peter Quill and him, and I'm real excited about that. But yeah, that looks like a good trailer. Moving on from that, we're gonna go to this terrible, not terrible. It's just the meh bit of thing, which I think Scott will finally pipe in for. But
Betcha I won't.
okay, fine. Stay quiet the whole time. Might as well just
well.
leave the chat.
Okay.
Oh no! Okay,
Please
so it
don't.
actually still does make noise. I didn't know it did that. Anyways. So yeah, The Mummy is making another movie, and I'm super disappointed that Brendan Fraser isn't a part of it.
Oh, is that why you were so like negative towards the trailer?
That look it like when I first saw the trailer, I was expecting something to be more like the Mummy, which the Mummy's not necessarily good, the original and the second one,
I mean, the first one was good,
but
unless I
like
just remember horribly.
they weren't like great movies, like not top of your list bestseller at the box office kind of movies in my
I
opinion.
mean, the first one kind of was. It was huge.
Okay, maybe I don't remember things as well as I once did. Point is, they didn't have that like action packed. This is gonna be nothing but fighting and constant things are gonna happen and shit's always happening like the trailer for the new Mummy did. Like the new Mummy was just like right off the bat. They're like, all right, we're in a helicopter or a plane. Look, there's a sarcophagus. Wonder what's gonna happen. Lots of shit, explosions, more explosions, more explosions, more explosion. Shit, people are falling, things are doing, running. Oh my god, what the hell?
Not falling.
Also, it's called The Mummy and not The Mummy 4 or the Mummy Jack Reacher edition. So I'm assuming it's like a reboot or a rehashing of the series, not a like continuation. So it's probably them rebranding it as a generic action movie that no one's gonna care about.
I don't want a
Yeah.
generic action movie, damn it.
Yeah,
Well,
it
it's
looks.
gotta be. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it looks fairly unrelated to the um,
Yeah.
original Mummy movie.
So it's gotta be better than 3, which didn't have a single mummy in it.
Also, I just want to go back real quick to the Guardians of the Galaxy trailer. The important thing to me about the Guardians of the Galaxy trailer is that it didn't do the thing that a lot of movies are doing, or a lot of trailers are doing now, where it just gave away the plot of the whole movie.
Yeah, that's one thing about the Ghost in the Shell trailer that came out a while ago that I didn't like. Like, there are a few lines in the trailer where I'm like, well, that kind of felt like it had a lot of build up in the movie, probably.
Yeah, and that's where it's important with the whole like making a trailer is important to show who's going to be like show the like important action things that are going to draw people in, but don't just give them the movie plot.
Yeah, which is kind of why like I refuse to watch trailers for the most part if I know I'm gonna watch the movie. Like if it's something I know I'm gonna see, I'd rather just go in fresh because like trailers are meant to sell a movie. If I'm already sold, I have no reason to watch it, and it might have me see something I didn't like,
Which
or
is
I, not or rather didn't want to see.
Which is why most of the ones on this list that aren't ones that we already know are kind of awful. They did a good job about showing what the movie's probably going to entail, but not giving away big plot things. I feel like The Mummy, like one of the things is Tom Cruise's character dies and then comes back. And
It's
like,
pretty big.
I'm like, that's a huge thing, and now all of a sudden I just know that he comes back, and I know that this lady's gonna start terrorizing the town. So why the hell do I care anymore?
Because action, adventure, romance, Calvin Klein.
Also, the girl who played Grace from Peaky Blinders is there for some reason.
Who? What?
Go watch
What?
Peaky Blinders; it's good.
Okay,
The blonde lady is the main character in that.
I'm sold.
Yeah, go watch it. It's about British thugs who beat each other up and they have razor blades in their hats, and it has Cillian Murphy.
Yes!
Killian Murphy.
Speaking of
Sicilian Murphy.
speaking of,
Killian Murphy.
Oh,
speaking of British and things in hats, Kingsman's a good movie. I suggest watching it.
Here, let's just randomly suggest other things.
Oh, I'm just saying.
Oh.
Like,
So, upon doing a bit more research, apparently the new Mummy movie is going to be the first in a series of Universal monster movies in a shared universe.
God.
that's. I actually think that's kind of cool.
Oh.
On the one hand, that sounds awesome, but on the other hand,
Like I know
probably
they're gonna do
not.
it. I don't think I'm gonna do it poorly, but just like a cinematic universe of monsters,
like
like a connected universe with like the Mummy, Frankenstein, Swagula,
Frankenstein's monster.
Marsh Monster. No, he's not gonna have monsters. It's just gonna be Frankenstein. He's
Oh,
gonna
okay.
get bullied in school.
Apparently, they have plans for an Invisible Man film, a Wolf Man film, Van Helsing.
Ghost Dad?
Yes, Ghost Dad.
Cosby is scary.
Yeah, that's actually going to be a real horror movie this time. Like, it's not going to be a family comedy. It's just going to be horror.
I cannot wait to be disappointed by these.
Hmm.
Yeah, I just like see for me it's just that underlying worry that it's like they're trying to make the Mummy into this giant action thing, which means like they're not going to be horror movies. They're going to be action movies with monsters in them. So it's not going to be like Wolfman. Look at this like horror elements to it. It's going to be like Wolfman. Look at them beat the shit out of each other.
Dracula Reloaded. like,
Does he shoot his fangs?
I hope. On the one hand, it's like I do prefer the classic like Universal and Hammer horror monsters being like, you know, in a horror movie setting. But on the other hand, it's hard to make those scary nowadays.
Yeah, they're quite
'Cause it's
campy now.
because it's like the scary stuff is happening and oh look, it's Dracula.
No, it's Black.
Like once Blackula started existing, like you can't make vampires scary again.
No, once Twilight existed, you can't make vampires scary again.
Yeah.
They fucked up that whole genre, and kind of werewolves too.
Yeah.
I mean, the Count is kind of unnerving.
From Sesame Street.
Yeah.
One.
I agree.
Two.
Yep. And that's based on actual folklore relating to vampires,
Yes, it is.
which is the dumbest weakness.
Look,
Which is, how do vampires get through the day? They can't cross running water. They can't go out in sunlight. They don't show up in mirrors.
They can't pass by anything that's dropped if it's numberable.
Which I imagine is a lot. Like, what happens if they're just like making rice? Like, like Dracula just wants some corn or something, and he spills it. And it's like, oh, I'm gonna have to spend the next half hour counting all this.
Also, like, imagine if they drop like their like bag of like sand and it spills into a sewer drain. Does he have to crawl down the sewer drain?
I'm more just
I
imagining
hope
like,
so.
a cooking Dracula, but instead of dumping the rice into like a rice maker, it's just like picking up one, two,
What? Wait, what?
three.
I mean, I guess it doesn't make any sense because Dracula doesn't need to eat anything other than blood to survive. But I just imagine him like trying to cook something and pouring a bunch of rice into a pot of boiling water and then counting them out of the boiling water.
Does he,
Because that technically counts as dropping it.
Water.
does he have to like count the drops of blood that he's missed, or like the liters that he's dropped into himself?
Oh, when you get into like counting volume, then you open a whole new sack of rice.
Of which he'll have to count.
Exactly.
There's a lot of counting going on.
Oh my god.
We just need to
Also,
move
this-
on.
These series of movies are going to be so
Good.
stupid, and I'm so excited.
Also, he also can't live in modern society as like a gamer. Because like, imagine if he drops frames.
Oh my god.
How many frames dropped? You can't count that. Ah, shit!
Oh my god. Okay, moving on. What's
Power
the next?
Rangers.
Oh yay.
This trailer confused the shit out of me while I was in the theater.
It
I was
actually
sit-
looks good.
Oh, it looks great. But I was sitting there in the theater, and like it came on, and I was with one of my coworkers, and I looked over at him. I'm like, "What the hell is this?" And he sat there. I was like, "Oh, it's a new Power Rangers movie." And I was like, "What?" Because it's a 2-minute trailer, 2-minute 30-second trailer, something like that. But none of the action or like none of the Power Ranger reveal happens until like probably like 30 minutes before 30 minutes, like 30 seconds before the thing ends. And I think that's great for a trailer, because like at first I was like, okay, so kids have superpowers now. That's cool. And then the villain showed up and was like, aha, and I was like, that looks kind of Power Rangers-esque, but I don't really know what the hell. And then they got their suits and I'm like, what the fuck?
I'm not sure how I feel about Rita Repulsa being
Elizabeth Banks.
Elizabeth Banks. That's kind of an odd casting choice, but I guess they felt the old Japanese lady cackling in the background would not fly well. Didn't test well with test audiences.
And the fact that this is now 100% American, too. Like,
Yeah. Also, Bryan Cranston as the big head.
The big talking head.
Like,
Uh, I mean,
oh,
I feel like Bryan Cranston could do Zordon well. Okay, just real talk. Power Rangers was like my childhood, so I'm actually really excited to see where they go with this.
I know.
Because it's like,
Like I didn't know about this being this until today. Like I heard about Bryan Cranston and Elizabeth Banks and a few other people being in it, and I was thinking, oh, look at these actors being like good sports, jumping in on this. And now when I saw it, I was like, that's like a real thing. They're
yeah, I'm
part of
I'm
something that's
hoping
like an actual thing.
I'm hoping the dialogue is better. Well, better for a Power Rangers movie. Just like the little like bites of conversation that show up in the trailer strike me as like really super dumb and cliche. Which I
Well,
mean, it is Power Rangers, but on the other hand, it's dumb and cliche, not
Oh.
in the weird campy way that Power Rangers was.
That's the one thing that seems kind of strange to me about it, though, is that it looks like it's a group of misfits this time. And I'm pretty sure that most of the time the Power Rangers were like kind of do-gooders. Like they were the
No,
type of people that's like,
The
we're
Power
gonna...
Rangers, the original Power Rangers, were like the perfect human beings.
Yeah, they were like,
Like they
we're
were
gonna...
all like, they're all like karate instructors, and everyone in town loved them and all that stuff.
And this time it's like, we're outcasts. I'm like, okay, that's a weird change for me. Like, I'm not ready, but I'm sure it'll work out. It's just like, it was one of those things where I'm like, what?
it makes it so much more exciting. And like, I only saw the trailer once, so I could be thinking of it wrong. But it kind of seems like this is a world where the Power Rangers have existed before, like we've seen them, and they kind of died off. And then like these group of misfits rediscovered them in a world where the Power Rangers kind of disappeared or died off.
Is the deal with the Power Rangers not that they weren't like just originally from Earth, but they're just like superpowered beings from any part of the universe? And that's the whole thing behind Rangers. Like,
Pretty much.
yeah, because so then like basically it looks like the Rangers crashed on Earth, and now we have Earth Rangers. It's kind of like the weirdness with the Power Rings from
Doctor Who,
no, not Doctor
Green Lantern.
Green Lantern. The
Doctor Who.
What?
All right.
You threw. I couldn't think of the name of it because I was too busy trying to figure out what the hell you were talking about with Power Rings from Doctor Who.
You know, I'm gonna be perfectly honest. I was gonna make a joke, and then that was the first thing that popped in my head, and I said that instead of a joke.
Yeah, so that's Power Rangers. Power Rangers looks good.
It looks very promising, and I'm hoping for the best because
I'm
it
basically
looks
like-
like it looks like it has the potential to be so dope.
Out of the last
Yeah.
4 movies, I'm excited about 3 of them. So that's a pretty high standard.
Yeah, there was also, just going off the Power Rangers thing, there's kind of the suggestion that in this version of it, Rita's going to be like a former Power Ranger just because her armor looks like the armor designs that they kind of showed.
I can't wait till they bring out the Zords, though. Like, holy shit!
Oh, they
No,
also...
they don't need to. I'm okay without it.
Hang on. They actually released a poster with some of the Zords on it. Let me see if I can find it real quick.
Okay. I don't know if anyone's gonna know what I'm talking about, but there was this old Disney movie, or this like, I don't know if it's on Disney, but it's at least on Disney Channel, where this kid made like friends with an alien, and then like the alien became like body armor, and it's really kind of gross. This makes it look like that to me.
Other thing about this is that I hope that they also brought back the thing of the Asian one being the Yellow Ranger and the black guy being the Black Ranger.
No, they
Damn
didn't.
it!
The yellow one is Hispanic, and the black guy is the Blue Ranger.
Because I was
Damn
gonna
it.
say the Pink Ranger. I was gonna say the Pink Ranger can't not be the white one. I think the Yellow Ranger just has to be an ethnic person.
Mitchell, wait, what were you talking about just a second ago with the alien that became body armor?
Like it was like an old like kids movie where like this kid like
Yeah.
befriended.
Do you remember what it was called? Because I've been trying
No.
to think of the title of that for like a
But,
month
like,
now.
Look at the designs of the Power Rangers.
But I know what you're talking about, and it definitely does look like that. God, that's it. I'm gonna
Okay,
find out.
Are you gonna disappear again and research this?
Yes.
we're gonna move on to what Scott actually wants to talk about,
What's
which
that?
is the excitement that is Lemony Snicket's A Series of Unfortunate Events coming out as a
I
TV.
want to talk about this.
I thought you wanted to.
No.
I thought you were excited about it.
Oh. I mean, I was like. Anyway, continue. I know literally not. I read like one Lemony Snicket story when I was in middle.
Point is, I just shouldn't have invited Scott to this podcast.
Probably. Anyway, I'm gonna go read.
Okay. Anyways,
The point is that you just shit the bed with Ellen, Logan.
he literally. I swear, when we were talking about the different things in this, I said, "So Scott, did you watch all the trailers?" I mean, I watched most of them because I thought that they were they were all boring except for the Lemony Snicket one, which I thought he said I was excited about. I didn't understand.
My exact words of that were, yeah, I watched most of them, admitted in, but then got bored, except for kind of the Lemony Snicket one. Those were my exact words.
Go back to your hole, Scott.
Go into the hole.
Point is,
Oh, he's in the hole.
Lemony Snicket's A Series of Unfortunate Events is a book series that I read when I was younger. My days of actually being able to read at my reading level.
Sick burn.
Yeah, you're right. Then they made that one movie with Jim Carrey, which was weird. But it like covered the first 3 books, I think. But then it never got a sequel, which there was like a whole mystery going on behind it.
Yeah, I never read any of those books. When I was like a kid, I hated reading. Like, I didn't read anything until I got into like 7th grade.
And somehow I'm the one who has issues with reading.
One of the first books I ever read was Shogun.
So strange to me.
But yeah, Lemony Snicket's Series of Unfortunate Events.
Neil Patrick Harris is going to be Count Olaf, and I am so confused at that. Like, I'm not upset.
Oh shit, he found it. Star Kid, 1997.
By God, he's done it.
That's it.
That's the new Power Rangers. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm not
Anyways.
upset about it, but like it just is like one of those things where I was like they showed up and he did the little hello, and I was like, that's Neil Patrick Harris.
Yeah, that's gonna be my biggest. I don't know how, like Neil Patrick Harris still looks like really young even with all the makeup and prosthetics they've stapled to him.
He looks like a young old guy.
Yeah, it's weird, and like just looking at him, I'm like, and because like Count Olaf's big thing was he always did disguises and stuff and pretended to be other people, and like he was never good at it, but like just any sort of thing here, I'm not gonna look at him and be like, that's Count Olaf. I'm gonna be like, that's Neil Patrick Harris.
Like I saw some of his disguises. Actually, seeing Neil Patrick Harris dressed as a woman was the weirdest. I was like, oh, this is happening.
Also, it wouldn't be the first time.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, I was thinking while watching it, it looks fun, it looks very whimsical and like wacky. Like very much it looks like it's trying to be what it is.
Tim Burton would be proud.
But
also,
I can't get over his voice being Neil Patrick Harris.
The other important thing about it too is the fact that the kids in the series are actually kids versus in the movie that came out that one time, they seemed much more like late teens. And so it was like kind of like one of those like, okay, like whatever, suspense of disbelief or whatever. So you kind of had to like be like, okay, so like that's obviously an 18-year-old, but I'm pretty sure, I don't know how old Violet was supposed to be when they were first abandoned. But
I don't remember the rich lore of the Series of Unfortunate Events books.
well,
Yeah, I'm currently reading the Magic Tree House, so it's a little out of my range.
Oh, and I don't remember what their names were. Shit.
I didn't read that one either.
I did.
I
were
kind
weird.
of did too.
They went to Rome once. It was weird. Anyways, yeah, so that looks good. Looks exciting. Patrick Warburton
Oh yeah.
What?
Warburton is playing Lemony Snicket and the narrator. And that'll be fun.
Who?
Patrick Warburton?
Kronk.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. That was the first thing I said when I saw the trailer. I was like, is that Crunk? And then
It
you
is.
said the actor's name.
So Klaus is supposed to be 12 years old. Sonny is an infant, which I feel like they did like the same thing that they did in the movie where they gave him some CG because you can't get a baby to do a whole hell of a lot.
No.
It also looks like they CG'd a snake around a baby.
Well, of course, you can't just put a baby next to a snake.
Might hurt the snake.
Yeah, babies bite things.
Oh, I think.
Hashtag babies bite things.
So then they're supposed to inherit the will, and that's the whole like part of the story. But yeah, I just know that there was the thing with the old movie with Jim Carrey in it is that when Violet Beauregard showed up, or Beauregard, is it Beauregard? Fuck.
It's
Couldn't
the
tell ya.
Baudelaires.
Baudelaire. Yeah, because I'm thinking Violet Beauregard is the girl from Willy Wonka. Yeah, but Violet's supposed to be younger so that they can't inherit their parents' fortune that they left, and that's the whole thing is that Count Olaf wants to get it from them, but there's like the whole thing like when she shows up in the movie, I'm like she's just 18, like she should just inherit that shit.
Like imagine like she just turned like 16 or 17. It's kind of like a survive the night thing, except it's like survive the next 2 years.
Yeah.
Like imagine, oh, what's that horror game that just came out that's pretty fun? The multiplayer one? The one like where it's like 1v4.
Isn't Dead by Daylight?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like Dead by like 2018.
Yeah. So moving on from that, we're gonna go to this wonderful piece of garbage movie that just keeps going on. Transformers.
I didn't I haven't seen any of the Transformers movie past the second one. Apparently Optimus Prime died at some point, but now he's back, and I'm glad the trailer spoiled all of that for me.
Well,
Not that I cared that much, but it's just
Yeah.
like, come on, man.
The whole
Yeah.
reason I put this in here was because I forgot that there were dinosaurs at one point. So I was watching the beginning and a fucking dragon, a dragon robot flew by across the like fields of Scotland or something, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
Well,
Yeah,
yeah, when
I
you
saw
first
the-
posted it, like, I thought it was going to be some sort of, like, reboot or alternate universe or reinterpretation of it where they were, like, Middle Ages or, like, going through history and stuff. But it's just more of the Michael Bay Transformers movies.
yeah, I only saw the first two as well, and I did legitimately enjoy the first one.
I went back and watched it though, and like there is like, so I get sex appeal in a movie and all, like that makes sense, but there's just an almost disgusting amount of it.
On Shia? Yeah.
Yeah, he is a beautiful man.
He's just too hot.
It was
He's
just
actually a cannibal, you know.
It was just like this one. There was just like that one point in the first one where like they ended up getting a dorm, and they're like, "Dude, we got the dorm next to like the sorority girls, and basically all our roommates are girls." And it's just a bunch of like the most uncollegey thing you would see. There are just women walking around in like lingerie and towels wrapped around them. And I'm like, "What the hell? No."
Was that not the second one?
That was
That-
the second
that-
one, yeah.
Are you sure? Oh, okay.
Yes.
Oh, never mind then.
Yeah, the first one he's still living with his parents.
Like,
Yeah,
because
and then-
after
and
after
Yeah.
the second one, there was the one that had to do with the moon or something, and I think that was the first one that had Wahlberg in it. And then there were the dinosaurs, and I think this is the fifth one, but I might be missing something.
I don't fucking know. It doesn't matter. I only
Yeah,
put it in here because of the whole
There's
Scotland
swords. This is the last night. I didn't know there was a first night in Transformers.
The Autobots gotta destroy them Decepticons, and then fucking Optimus Prime, who's not supposed to be alive anymore, came back to life and fucking stabbed Bumblebee.
Oh boy.
Like there's just some shit happened in the trailer. I'm like, all right, I'm
Yeah, he owes him money.
Yeah, you gotta shank him. It's like, I'm gonna come back from Jupiter. Thought I was dead? No.
done. All right,
Gotcha.
We're just gonna move on from Transformers being awful to
Prime remembers.
we're gonna go to Death Standing, which is the
Death
new.
Stranding.
Stranding.
I don't know how to. I don't know how to read. Death
know.
Stranding, and this is the new Hideo Kojima game.
Hideo Kojima.
But yeah, I don't know goddamn anything about this game.
I'm so
I'm-
confused.
I'm fairly certain that these are the first trailers in history that have actively removed knowledge of a video game from my mind.
Well, because it's like okay, well, here's Norman Reedus. He got a baby. Here's possibly Guillermo del Toro. He also got a baby. Also, there's that one Bond villain. He got some skulls attached to umbilical cords. What the
Mads
fuck is
Mikkelsen.
happening?
He doesn't just have skulls; he has entire
Oh, that's
skeleton soldiers attached to him.
And like the whole time I was watching this, I'm like, what the hell is this game gonna play like? Is it gonna be an FPS? Is it gonna be a like over the shoulder follow a guy around? Are we
It's a
getting like
MOBA.
are we getting another?
Please no.
Are we getting an-
MMO. Please no. Don't
I said
ruin
MOBA.
this.
He said MOBA.
I know. I was just saying, like, don't make it. Don't let it be a MOBA or an MMO or something. Don't put that thought in my head.
It's an MOBA.
I was just trying to figure out what the hell was like going on
Also-
in any of it.
Also, is that Guillermo del Toro in the second one?
It is.
Is it?
It is,
Okay,
okay.
because I thought it was, but I wasn't sure. I just thought like it's like they had to move in a very unflattering way. So it's like, would they actually do that to someone who's like actually like it looks like they're being mean to someone? Is that a real person?
Guillermo del Toro is a large man.
He is.
He probably walks like that. No offense to him, but whatever.
And like the moment like his like what I thought was a briefcase turned it out to be a tank of some sort. Then I was like, is that a hand? Oh, that's a baby. Oh, that's the baby.
That's a
That's the
fetus.
big- That's the Norman Reedus and the funky fetus.
So
it
funky
is
it has
as it
black
is some-
hands.
Indeed. Yeah, apparently if you sync up the two trailers, like the moment that the baby disappears from Norman Reedus' hands in the first one, it appears in the umbilical thingy that Guillermo del Toro has,
Oh boy.
which is weird. But whatever.
I'm sure we'll understand once we get the game, or we won't.
No, we won't. I'm just, like, I'm so excited for it. Like, I haven't seen, there's been no gameplay yet, but I'm so on board with whatever crazy nightmare story is being vomited from Hideo Kojima's mind.
Well,
With
because it's like
possible help from Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah.
well, I think Norman Reedus has a big like part in also helping him like make the game because it's Kojima and Norman Reedus's game.
I thought it was just Kojima and starring Norman Reedus and that other guy. Like I thought that's what those smaller words were.
It could be, but I think Reedus has a big part to do with the game as well. What I think is funny is like the idea that like every character or person in the game is like an actor. And if there are like any like background NPCs that just like pass by in cutscenes that are like aren't even important, they just like grab actual human extras. It's like everyone's like an actual person.
Yeah. I don't know.
Real
I'm just
skeleton
really-
people.
I'm just even the skeletons, yes. I'm just really excited just because like just all the weird themes and stuff are just really interesting to me. You got the weird baby stuff, which Bloodborne round 2. More umbilical cords than Bloodborne. Just put that on the tagline.
I don't need more Bloodborne.
You need more umbilical cords to get the good ending. Spoilers.
They're actually
Um,
collectibles in this.
They are collectibles in Bloodborne.
Okay. Okay
Yeah.
then.
Exactly. But yeah, that and the dead whale parts and the skeleton war. I want it. I want it all.
Like,
I want to know what the
I-
hell it even means.
I'm so excited for just Kojima Unchained because like I love his game. Like I love like the Metal Gear series, and especially how as time went on, they've just been getting weirder and weirder. It's like now we get like what he actually wants to make without anyone like holding him in like a little gilded cage and like saying, "Make me a game, but do it my way."
I really want to figure out what the deal is with the stupid umbilical cords. Like-
That's all you care about now.
It's all I care. Why is Mads Mikkelsen hooked to these skeletons by umbilical cord? Why do skeletons need umbilical cords?
Also, they retracted back into his body. That's an important part. Like, it was just
Yeah,
like, all right, skeletons, you're released. And they were like, all right, cool. We're going to
We
go.
got this.
Umbilical
Oh.
cord. I was like, oh, God.
Oh yeah, also the fact that they like disappeared in fire, including like he raised his Sam Fisher headgear and more disappearing in fire. It's like,
Yeah.
well, that's kind of weird too, I guess.
And he's really not doing good with his mascara this morning.
It's
Like,
Fucking
is-
all over his face.
Like, is it necessary to have magical headgear? You could just have headgear.
it's a whole
No.
clusterfuck of what the hell is going on. I can't
I
wait
can't
till this
wait.
game
The
happens.
tanks have umbilical cords. The planes have them.
Regis had an umbilical cord.
And someone stole it from him. He's been stolen from. He doesn't have it. And then it's called Death Stranding because of all the weird dead whales. It's called stranding behavior when they do that, when they beach themselves.
Like,
Yo,
So
Like-
it's just.
it's gonna be like a journey, but spooky.
Yeah, it's just like, what
Could this possibly play
Theme.
like?
do these combinations of random motifs produce? Like, you're making a comment on the environment, like
Would you just like hate whales?
like childhood, the babies. Why does the baby only ever open one eye? What's the deal?
Don't worry, Freud. You'll get your answers one day.
I want to know. And it, like, there's like, if you look, like, people have like analyzed like frame by frame, and if you look at Guillermo del Toro's badge, it says United Cities of America instead of United States, and it's like,
What does
Oh,
that mean?
what does that mean?
man, they should
All
have just
is-
released another playable trailer.
No, that's how you get video games canceled, Logan.
Oh,
On the other hand, like, the fact that Silent Hills got canceled sucks, but I'm really interested to see where they go with this.
But I mean,
I'm
like,
much more interested in this than I am in another Silent Hill, honestly.
yeah, but like, imagine this. Imagine like we got our Silent Hills, like both hills, like both of the hills, all the hills,
It's a lot of
And-
hills.
and then they fucked Kojima.
That would have been nice. I'm just really disappointed because they also had Junji Ito working on that as well, and like just Google search that name and you'll see all the artwork and stuff. And if he designed the monsters, that would be perfect.
got him.
Don't actually Google search that if you are of weak constitution, nursing pregnant, or may become pregnant.
Although
Junji
if-
Ito's art will fuck you.
And-
Although if you may become pregnant and don't want to become pregnant, like maybe go ahead and look that up because that might scare the shit out of you and you might just not wanna.
Not just the shit. It'll scare the eggs out of you.
Scare the baby.
Or semen. Sperm. Sperm's the important one.
No, just the semen.
I sure know it scares it right out of. Let's move on.
Okay.
move on.
Yeah. So Rogue One comes out next weekend, and
Or Rouge One, if you have written here.
look,
Yes, Rogue One.
I can't
So what,
spell.
what exactly is Rogue One?
So apparently, oh, actually, I feel it sounds like Taylor actually knows what he's talking about. So fuck, go ahead. Go ahead.
So essentially, it's the story of the people who got the Death Star plans for Leia in the original Star Wars movie, and how they got it.
Like they're the people who figured out it had a big old self-destruct button on the outside, and then told us where it was.
supposedly
really
they're going to
cool.
explain why there's a giant self-destruct button, and why it's weak that way.
Well, wait, hang on. I don't. Are you talking about the shaft that they shot the torpedoes into?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was like a ventilation shaft.
Yeah.
Yeah, though a lot of the trailer stuff is kind of implying that it was intentionally put there like that it was an intentionally made weak spot.
yeah. I will say this.
Oh, I always thought it was just a thing that like
wait,
had
yeah.
to be there.
Supposedly there's a theory that so the main character of the thing that they keep showing, her dad's the one who designed it, but he didn't want to design it, but he was forced to by the
Yeah.
Empire. That's what I
Also,
heard.
before when I said like there's some movies I just refuse to watch trailers to because I'm gonna see it. Rogue One is one of these. I saw like 2 seconds of one of the trailers once, and I was like, "That's good enough."
So I'm gonna see it. But yeah, so there's kind of a hint that it's an intentionally made weakness, and that's kind of why it exists. And also her dad, who the weapon designer, is also played by Mads Mikkelsen. So there's a
Oh,
connection
God.
between that and Death Stranding. It's weird. He's very prolific these days. He also played someone in Doctor Strange.
Woo!
All over the place.
Good movie.
Go see it.
Yeah.
Another random suggestion of things to go see.
I refuse.
Go see it.
Dormammu was kind of weird in that one, but like I'm still cool with it. Dormammu existed and was like there, and they were like Dormammu, and he had a face. I thought he was Thanos at first, which confused the shit out of me, because they went through all the thing, and I'm like, that was Thanos. And they're like, no, it's Dormammu. I'm like, that was Thanos.
Oh god, they have another big looming monster thing for Infinity War now. Good, great.
What,
I'm
Dormammu?
excited. Yeah.
No, it's fine. Dormammu's like magic and shit. He doesn't have to exist.
And
He fucked
I
off
guess
forever.
I'll say this before we run out of topics as like an honorable mention. The new Pokemon game, not just Pokemon Go, but actual Pokemon.
Yeah.
Scott mentioned
Is-
that at the beginning.
What are we talking about?
Pokemon.
I mean, like,
Did
But,
we
like-
have we not talked about that before? Yeah.
I mean, no, because we haven't had one of these since it came out.
Oh.
Well, yeah.
It's super good.
Also it's difficult. Like
It does have a weird difficulty spike in it, but this is honestly my favorite Pokemon game so far, and it's by a pretty wide margin.
I mean, it's a good. I like the game, and I like all the Pokemon. I like the change the style and stuff. Like I said, one of my biggest problems is the trial Pokemon, the like whatever they call them. I can't think of
The totems.
Yeah, the totem Pokemon. They like to put them at typings that perfectly fuck your entire team.
They like to kick the shit out of you.
Yeah, and it's like so we're gonna take this Pokemon, make it super strong, but it's also gonna have like 2 moves that basically like fuck in your entire like you came in here planning to fight a ghost type. Oh well, guess what? It's like a ghost something else type, and it's basically
Fairy.
all of your attacks are now neutral, and it's like why no?
No, it's still weak to fighting and steel.
I don't have either one of those. We have a fighting type, but it got fucked pretty fast in that one. Point is,
It's good.
it's good. It's just hard.
And you're just about to hit the exact you're like literally about to hit the point where the story ramps up like crazy.
Yeah, I know. Exams have kept me from playing games.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, unless anybody else has anything else to add.
I'm pregnant.
Well, that's great. Stop
Mitchell's
that.
pregnant.
Stop
Wait,
that.
what?
And Mitchell's the father.
Oh God. We're gonna have some like Death Stranding shit here. He's gonna give birth to a weird baby with his crazy umbilical cord, and it's gonna disappear into Guillermo del Toro's hands.
And he's gonna be a skeleton. He's gonna be a skeleton baby.
Oh my god, I'm so happy.
He is
I like
Skeletor.
skeletons.
All right.
And also whale parts. It's all over.
Oh, I hate whales.
All right. Goodbye.
Dead whales.
Dweeb.
Goodbye.
Blah.